I'm getting nervous. Okay, that was taking entirely too long, and I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. Not that one. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Thought I had more of this done than that. Huh. Maybe not. Um, so let's get um the one part out. Um, I don't just do video games, I also write books, and they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And so something for everybody, I would say, except for the audiobook people. And I just found out, I'm pretty sure it was Zac Efron's uh, brother, Dylan. He's usually an adrenaline junkie. Like, he'll jump out of an airplane, with the parachute and all that. Or maybe not with the parachute and, like, jump down on a snowy mountain so he can snowboard down it or something. I don't know. He didn't give details. I was just watching Dancing with the Stars, and I'm waiting for the next episode. It's a very excruciating waiting for the next episode because I want to know who's going to get eliminated next. Um, it's not very nice, but I want to know who's going to get eliminated next. And I was very confused because I don't remember. Um, Andy, he's a comedian. In fact, he's the guy on New York Minute. Where the one I don't remember which sister, but not Roxy. It's the other one. Um, what was her name? Anyway, I can't think of her name. Anyway, she goes, "Who thinks he's Chinese? But you're not." Um, the one that the mom kept saying number one son. Anyway, he played that role. He did other things too. But that's the only thing that I remember him in. I kept I kept staring at him, and I'm like, that guy's from New York Minute. And then I saw the pre-practice um talking session, where the like he's the star and she's the dance partner, um dance instructress, I think you would call her. Anyway, that taking so long. Okay, I understand that our internet is a little off sometimes and always at the wrong time. But after I'm done with this house, I think we're just going to go make sure that town and the houses and all that are here just to make sure because um in that one in my file that I had from that got corrupted in April of 2024. It started doing wacky doodle things like this. So I want to make sure that it's okay. Oh, but anyway, I write books and they I don't know if I bothered to say what the titles are. Um, and I totally forgot again. Oh my gosh. That poor little book. It's because I can't see it. Because it's so skinny a book. Um, okay, so I write a children's series called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. Because I figure we're gonna have a lot of cats in our life, or maybe a lot of pets. Although Sam does not like dogs at all whatsoever, and we'd probably have to get a small dog, and my husband doesn't want to get a small dog. I don't want to get a big dog. So we're gonna have to work that out. Um, I would like a big dog because, like if somebody tried to break into the house, I wouldn't have to worry so much. I could just go, protect mommy and, you know, they'd protect mommy. But if that's like the only reason, and if I can't walk it myself without like ending up on the floor, ending up on the ground, scraped up and hurt, I don't, I don't want to, you know, I don't want a big dog. Besides that, we have a kind of small house. It's actually a two-story condo, but it's ours, so who cares? We actually bought some of those lights to go up the stairs. You press on them, so like if it's night, you just turn them on your way up the stairs, and then you turn them off on your way down the stairs. It's really cool, but we need one more at the bottom of the stairs. And of course, they come in 2 packs. Or did we just get 2 of them? What? Oh, I don't care. So anyway, Adopted, and the first book is Coral, and it just tells like how we got Coral, and she kind of introduces parts of the rest of the family. I think her brothers are in it, and her daddy's in it, and I'm not in it because I just um I don't like looking at myself in pictures most of the time. But then I'm upset that I'm not there. I'm not like, I'm not like not pretty or anything. Just I don't like looking at myself in pictures. So then I don't put myself in there and then I'm upset that I wasn't there. So, or I might be there uh in a picture where I'm holding Nancy, which is Squirrel's sister. Um I don't know if she's still alive or not cuz like I said she moved out of our house. But anyway, then um there's my pirate books. They go out on the ship and everything, but it's uh it's a little different. Um, the first three books. Well, I'll say the first four books because I think Finding Love is the next one I'm going to work on. Unless I change my mind again and just work on Test and Love. But do want to. I do want to get uh, Finding Love done, and I can't work on them at the same time because I'll get confused. Okay. Oh shoot. That was shoot. It wasn't a minima. Okay. So go that way. Oh. Okay. Cool. But like I said, I just need to go over there, make sure everything's still here. I'm probably gonna end up going up and down every single street. Well, what I can probably do is just go back over the um. I do not want to do it that way. Um, go over to the minecart. I mean, the mansion and get a minecart and go around to everything that I have set up already. And here, we can go this way. Oh, I was gonna say, why is she opening the thing goldfish crackers on a chocolate on a chocolate video? But she wasn't. She was opening the Buñuelo or something like that. It's not that. It's anyway, it's that brand. Um, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyways, I want to say Hispanic chocolate, but I'm not sure it's actually Hispanic. Oh, okay. This is one of those rare times when I need the. Why do I have this? I don't know. Sometimes I need to put the. I don't remember why I need that. Okay, so oh wait a minute. Wait. Okay, this is as built as it was before, right? It's just that it was taking forever to load. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. That's funny. Okay, most people call it M&M's, right? Well, they're a Mars product, not Hershey's, just so everybody knows. Um, and the um the AI voice that's doing the voice for this video said M and M. It's like, you're saying it wrong, but okay. Okay, so far, yeah. Looks like it's exactly the way it was when I left it. Oh, shoot, I forgot about these guys. See, that is a TV. Eventually, there's... no, wait. Well, I don't know what you guys want. Can you move? Thank you. There, we'll do that. Maybe I can leave them on this side of the house. Actually, if I was going to leave them anywhere inside the house, it would definitely be on the living room side of the force. Yeah, okay. This is as built as it wasn't before. Come on. We're going to go right back outside with you all. Only problem is that I need to get in that minecart. So I've either got to make them all sit, which is rude. There. Okay, no, I figured it out. Either that or they'll be following me. Oh, good. See, I was like trying to bring dogs and cats to the house, and then they stopped spawning. Okay, so Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Adopted Coral are on Amazon right now. And if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. Literally, I just need valid public watch hours to get to 3,000 and then 10,000, I think it was. And I mean, or you could watch my shorts, the short videos. You can watch my shorts, 3 million times and then 10 million times. And I do have a short that actually made it above, 3 or 6 or whatever. So yeah, so far everything's been here. This is a cereal silo. This is another one. And this is another one. I learned how to make a quote circle in Minecraft, and I decided to use that for my silos. So like there's probably, since I can't eat certain things, there's probably like Cheerios in one and cornflakes in another, and maybe granola in another. I don't know. It's like oat, corn, and granola, so sure. Anyway, when my world starts being really weird, I'm like, we need to make sure that everything's still here. Of course, that could have been the internet just being kind of stupid, but you never know. So anyway, hopefully coming by December 1st will be the Rolling Sea the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 3. Traitor Book 3. Lessons in Love. And then I'm debating whether I'm going to work on the Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 4, Finding Love, or the Rolling Sea Traitor Book for Test in Love. The thing is that the Esperanza party flows right into, there's no gap. It's not like, it's not like, say, a Full House episode where where the end of the episode left on Wednesday and then the next day is Thursday, 3 days later. It's not like that. It flows straight in. So, like, say you went to bed Tuesday night, it's going to flow right into Wednesday morning. And it might sound like a little much, but don't worry, it makes sense. And we don't just go exactly day by day. We do go, she's talking about this on Monday night, and then we go out on the date Friday night, kind of thing. But, I say we, but, it's mostly, it's me writing the story, and then it's my editing team, which actually, oddly enough, includes one of my cats. Um, my husband, my sister, and my cat Ben all tell me if there's something that sounds a little off about a sentence, and they try to help me figure out what would sound better. And now, if those houses disappeared, that would be great, but I will probably just have to remove them at some point. Are we catching up to the cat, or is the cat needs to get returned to the house? But that totally explains why there's a 3 or 4 cats over at the mansion. Um, oh, I thought there was even less of the car dealership, but I haven't really built that much. I just couldn't see how much there was that was built. Yeah. That just looks so weird. You know, because it just looks like a minecart that's going by itself, but then you kind of look at more, and there's a little bit of pixels sticking out of the top, and if you look on the left slightly, there's the cat's tail. Yeah, so I stayed up late I was gonna say last night, early this morning to like maybe 1 o'clock. I don't think it was that far. It might have been 12:45, but whatever. Anyway, I stayed up, long enough to finish the Dancing with the Stars episodes that were available, because there's one more that's, or not one more. We got to or the, we either got to semifinals, or we got to, we figured out who's going to be in the semifinals. Something like that. And I just realized I got to be very careful, because tomorrow my husband gets to sleep in. The way I've been staying up, I'll probably go and try to wake him up at 7 o'clock, go, "You're late," He'll go, "Day off." So, we've actually taught our boy cats that it's Daddy's day off. So all we have to do is say "day off," and they go and try to be quiet for Daddy, so he can sleep. And so Sam doesn't come down and go, "He's supposed to be at work right now." He doesn't say it that way. He says it in his own little cat way, but, yeah, he'll come down and he'll, like, be frantically meowing at me and I say day off, and he sits there and thinks about it for a moment, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you can see the wheels turning in his head, like he's saying, oh, okay. Um, oh, okay. Thought I'd put the same color, because it looked, from a distance, it looked like it was the same color. This might actually turn into the high school. There's supposed to be a like another little field between the cereal factory and the high school. And so the high school's actually supposed to go from the other side of that open space. So this video that's playing, uh, mostly mostly quiet enough that you guys can't hear it. Um, if not totally. Okay, everything's still here. Good. But anyway, it's saying how, chocolate just doesn't taste like chocolate anymore. And I kind of agree. Because they're like cutting corners and like instead of using sugar, they're using, like corn oil and stuff. Or not corn oil, canola oil? I don't know, something. Anyway, they're using stuff that is supposed to taste like chocolate, but is a lot cheaper than cacao beans. I think they mean cocoa beans, but they're saying cacao, and I'm a little worried because I may or may not have an argument with the voice on um Speechelo later, because I spelled maitre d the way you're supposed to spell it. Maitre apostrophe D. That's where you're supposed to spell it. And I don't know why, but AI has such a hard time saying that. At one point, I was spelling it like Maytradee, so it would say it right. Actually, I'm not even sure that I thought of spelling it Dee like that. Or like May hyphen Tra hyphen Dee. Um, It's just I can think of all kinds of different ways to misspell it. Oh, Mei might kind of sound like May. That might be my. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure it out if I have to go and misspell it. I just need to misspell it for the for the I just need to misspell it for the audio version because I need her to sound like she's saying maitre d'. And I'm sorry this is taking so long, but it wasn't loading. It said syncing data and it just was not loading. So I don't usually have to go and press the B button and oh, I'm on Xbox by the way. I usually don't have to press the B button back out of that and try again. And this time I did. So So, I don't know if I'm going to stay on here that long today because, I've been snacking on corn chips before I start, and I didn't have them today because I ran out yesterday. Anyway, what I'm saying is I need to eat something. Oh, and the I think it's honey glazed ham lunch meat from Walmart, very good. It's um the Great Value. I actually do think that Great Value tastes pretty good. You know, it does taste pretty good, except for the rotisserie chicken with lunch meat. I really don't like that. It's with lunch meat, with rib meat is what I meant. I really don't like that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm like finally getting to the part where um Ashley uh Ashley and Justin are leaving the house to go out on the date, and the last thing she says is imagine a Pendragon being chicken. Because they're just not chicken kind of people. They're like, Bruce Willis on Die Hard. They're gonna, fight for what's right and all that stuff. They're good fighters. They would not strap a gun to their back and say Merry Christmas, but at least I think that's the line that he says. Um, they wouldn't they wouldn't necessarily do that, but they're really good fighters. So if they have to fight, they'll do what it takes to uh make it right, or get the bad guys to be defeated, or whatever needs to happen. So I just left the chapter at that. I didn't say, like, officially that they left the house, went out to shut the door, went out to Justin's car and uh, got in and, went to town. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything like that. I just left it at that, like, so Sean's got something to think about. A Pendragon being chicken. But, there's that. And then the next scene is Noah is watching the news for his homework. Um, we don't know what kind of what is on the news because that wasn't important to the storyline. It's just he's watching the news, so probably so he can write that current event report that teachers love to make you write. So but he's watching the news, so Sean goes, Noah, you want to go out tonight? Not in a guy way, just two buds going out, like two guys would go to a sporting event together. um I just really try to think of how I said something and how it could be misinterpreted and try to explain what I exactly mean. um Anyway, Noah goes, I'm not spying on her. But the way the AI voice says it is really creepy. He says, I'm not spying on her. He kind of, it's weird. You'd have to hear it. If I remember next time I record, I will totally play that for you. It's just, I don't like it, and I can't figure out at the moment how to get him not to say it weird. Because there is no comma, there is no pause there. It should just be, I'm not spying on her. But he kind of has a pause between spying and on her, and I don't like it. It's creepy. Um, it sounds like he's sitting on her, and I'm not spying. I don't get it. Anyway, I don't get why it's saying that and saying it like that. Um, and why would he be sitting on her anyway? That's another thing. Seriously, why would he be sitting on her? Um, so anyway, Jonah walks into the room because Jonah's upset because his girlfriend went out on a date with a guy named Michael. And it's a different Michael from the one that is going out with Karen. I didn't actually say that, but it's definitely a different one than the one that was going out, that was going out with Karen. Karen's the girl that Karen's one of the girls that Sean dates when he's not with the girl that he wants to date and make his wife one these days and have kids with and all that stuff. um I know this is kind of boring me, but I want to make sure everything's here. I want to make sure it's correct, and that is because um last year I lost my Forever World because it got corrupted. It literally looked like the cloud worm from that one Care Bears episode or movie. Um, it looked like he had decided that instead of eating clouds, he's going to eat grass. And when he got to the other end, sometimes he was going to put back what he took out. I mean, what I had taken out. Like he's going to eat all this stuff, and then when he, because everybody has to go number two. Um, when that happened, he'd put back stuff that I had taken out, but he took out other stuff. So, you know, that's exactly what it looked like. There may be, oh yeah, there's definitely a couple of videos from late April. I want to say the 24th, but I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, late April 2024. Oh, no, so anyway, somewhere in the 20s. Maybe April 30th. I doubt it, but I think, yeah, April 24th, through like April 28th. I mean, 29th. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever the date was. It'll say my world got corrupted or something like that. And you'll be able to see what it looked like. I made a video on purpose, and the Minecraft people didn't seem to care. They were just like, build it again. I did not appreciate that. Because I'd worked on this, for so long. I think that was like a 4-year world. And it just went poof. And that was, okay, so the original file got ported over from is this where we were? Oh, this is where we were. Okay. So I'm just going to have to remember to come back to this street, and I mean, none of this got changed, but I mean, so far it's all the bamboo houses, but at least it's a house, So, in case you're a spam caller trying to call me, I'm not going to answer the phone if it's just a phone number. Least you could do is, use a name to it. Where did we get that name? I was just thinking about that. Okay, so we used to have a dog named Tessa when, way back when I lived with my parents, still in school and all that. That was interesting. Went right through a solid block. Okay. Anyway, we used to have a dog named Tessa, and she was a miniature schnauzer, but we never made her have, like the goatee beard and the angry eyebrows or whatever the thing was, we didn't have her have the actual uh miniature schnauzer uh you know face like most people do. And it was really cool because we got her free from mom's friend, because they had two miniature schnauzers, and apparently the daddy miniature schnauzer gave the mommy miniature schnauzer that extra special kiss, and they made two puppies. Well, Tessa was one of those puppies. I wanted to get the little runt one because I thought that one was the best looking one, but we ended up getting Tessa instead. And we loved Tessa so much. We loved her so much. We used to take her out for a walk all the time, and you know, she was just the best dog in the whole world. But then, um, when she was a old lady, when she was an old lady dog, that's when I had my daughter. So my daughter would walk up to her and Tessa would try to bite. She's never been around little kids. She was around my sister, but my sister was 4 or 5 at the time. Or 5 or 6, something like that. Anyway, 4 to 6 years old. So, she knew better than to, you know, uh, she knew better than to try to like hit the dog or the stuff that little toddlers do. They don't mean to, but they hit the dog or pet them too, a little too hard. All of these lanterns, my husband did that. And I think it looks pretty nice. But when I come through here, I don't know if I'm going to keep the lanterns because there's going to be street lights. Or it's just a really good street to that was weird. Or it's just a really good street to trick or treat on because you don't have to worry about the lighting. It's not too dark. So chocolate turned into pizza. Yeah, seniors beware. 6 U.S. pizza chains to avoid, it says. At all costs before it's too late. I don't know if that's true or not. This is what somebody else wrote on their video. It's not my video. It's their video. It's what somebody else wrote, so I don't know. And the only pizza okay, so I don't know why, but Little Caesars started giving my husband indigestion. It like really upsets his stomach. So we started eating Domino's instead. I don't like Papa Murphy's because the amount of sauce that they put on their pizza. It's more of a sauce, it's more of a sauce pizza. It's definitely a Carl's Jr. esque pizza where if it's not all over your face, it if it's not all over the place, it doesn't belong on your face kind of thing. And I don't like that. It's too much sauce. Of course, that could have been the Papa Murphy's where we lived at the time. I mean, not the Papa Murphy's, sorry, the Papa John's. But I just don't like, I don't like too much sauce on my pizza. It's got to be the right amount or nothing. And I'll eat the one from Costco, but really that one's a little too greasy for me. Actually, it's a lot too greasy for me. So if you're going for pizza, I would definitely go for either Round Table if you can afford it, because that's super expensive. Or Domino's, because they have cheap options sometimes. I mean, it's still usually $30 for me and my husband. I don't think we've ever gotten like $20. Well, in recent months, I don't think we've ever gotten away with like $20. I don't know what the pizza delivery guys. We had pizza the other night because, first of all, it goes for 2 nights, so it's really good. We have we have 4 slices the first night, and then we have 4 slices the next night. Because we always get 2 pizzas, and sometimes we can get there's something wrong with that house over there. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong. Like it had windows and no garage. Anyway, it will get fixed. Yeah, I distracted myself. I was like totally on point and everything, and then oh, well, at Domino's they'll have like they'll have, you can get two topping pizzas for $10 each or something like that. And then if you want to, you can order breadsticks or Parmesan bites or something like that to go with it. No, I'm not getting paid to advertise them. I just like their pizza. I really like their pizza. I also liked, I don't know if they're in business anymore, but Scenarios in Fairfield, California. That was a pretty good pizza too. I don't know about now. I just know about, like when we were um teenagers, I guess. Yeah, we were probably teenagers. Um like we'd go and get a pizza and then bring it over to my house or take it over to his house or something like that. I think it was usually my house. See, I think that one house had, all window instead of the space for the garage. And that's weird because I usually don't do that. See, that's even got the... But maybe I wasn't seeing it correctly because I didn't like angle it, so maybe it looked like it was all window, but it really wasn't. See, like that could look like it's all window, but it's not. Um, and then randomly there's that. That's weird. I'm pretty sure that's a 9. See, like that. That's a 9. Yeah, okay. And you probably saw the 8 earlier. Anyway, I'm really wanting to work on my story right now because the next part, um, they they are gonna go to the fancy restaurant. So it's one of those nice sit down restaurants. You dress in, your Sunday church finest, um, and that's how you enter the thing. You're going to be wearing heels instead of tennis shoes or boots. If you're a girl, um, that kind of thing. Probably no nose rings or belly button rings. Well, your belly button wouldn't be showing, so who who knows if you have that belly button ring. But probably none of that kind of stuff. No pink hair. Um, I think I would be laughing if I went. Okay, I don't like those kind of sit down restaurants. My version of a sit down restaurant is going to Denny's. Most people know what Denny's is, so yeah, my idea of a sit down restaurant is Denny's or um, eating at In and Out inside. But I really don't like doing that very much. We do it anyway, but I don't like to do it because it is so loud. Ew, lagging. We're not doing anything, we're just going down the road. But it's lagging. That's not good. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to go down this street, but not back up it. Roxy, let's see if we can free you. Good. Okay. Now, stand up again. Okay. So we're going to have to cut... Oh, wait a minute. Roxy, come here. Roxy, come here. Okay, Roxy is a cat that we had. And she liked people, but she didn't like other animals. She should have been only lonely, as they put it. But she wasn't. And I really have no idea why. But anyway, she was an old lady cat, and we knew that she had some internal problems that we couldn't afford to fix, and she was literally going around the house. She was like, okay, she was going into our kitchen, and there was only one way to get in and out of our kitchen, but she'd go to the wall and start meowing, saying, hello, hello. And, we assumed, come on, we assumed that whatever house she used to live in, um, come on, Roxy. We assumed that whatever house she used to live in had a little hallway kitchen like we had, but um, but it had an exit on the other side there. But this one didn't. So she started going outside the litter box, and we're just like, it's her time, you know. Um, she had to be gassed twice though, and we felt really bad doing that. But like for me, it was partially get your little butt over here. For me, it was partially yay the cat that's picking on my other cats is gone. And I realize that is so mean. I really do. I know it's mean. But she's not suffering anymore either. So, anyway, she had to be gassed twice, and that sucked. And my husband was really sad because um, they cuddled a lot. We were able to, both of us were able to pet her and everything. Um, it's just that she was mean to the other cats in the house. And I'm trying to use Roxy as a don't freak out, but I don't know if it's gonna work because like Alice in Wonderland, everything just disappeared. When she's singing, I give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it. She was singing a song at that point. I don't know. Okay. Come on, Roxy. Come on, Kiki. I should never have done this because I'm freaking out. Oh, good. Okay, come on, Roxy. I hope she's following. Come on. Come on. um, they're talking about a macaroni grill. It's got a it's got one more part to the name, but yeah, they're talking about that. And come on. Anyway, they're talking about that, and I don't remember what caught my eye. Anyway, it's not what it used to be. So this is a video. That poor cat. Anyway, so we had Coral and Nancy at the time, and I want to say we had Ben. I'm pretty sure we had all three of them. Um, Maybe not though, because I think we lived on David Street when all three. Yeah, pretty sure we lived on David Street, so we didn't have. Uh, no, we. Uh, you know what? I have no idea. I want to say we did though. That we had Ben. So anyway, Roxy would just, go up and, smack one of the other cats, and then all of a sudden there'd be a hissing match or something like that, and it was never okay, and she was only snotty to the other cats in the house. So I just decided that she probably needs to be only lonely. But she had health problems, so we ended up having to put her down. And we had Henrietta is what they named her. She decided that she'd like to be called Henny. So that's what we called her. And Roxy actually won the grandma contest, or was it Henny? One, I think it was Roxy. Roxy won the grandma lady kitty cat contest. Um, for the costume contest at the pet store in October for Halloween. She won the. She was dressed as a grandma, and all she had on was a sweater, but she was a grandma. So, she won the. I think she probably won the cat division, but still, I think that's the way that they had to do it, really. But then if you get like a bird versus a if you get like um it's a big blue bird. I can't remember if it's a parrot. I think it's a parrot. I mean, she's a parrot. Her name is Blue, and she used to go into Walmart all the time. I don't know if she still does, but she goes in with her owner, and she's very well behaved. She's more behaved than some of the dogs. I think it's really awesome. She's more well behaved than some of the dogs. Just, stays, uh, like her, her daddy goes and puts her on the handle to the cart, and she never goes inside the store. Unlike this poor little, I think it was a poodle, and it's trying to tell mommy and daddy it needs to go outside, but they weren't listening because they were, yakking with some other people, and she ended up making a big old puddle. Like more puddle than what should have been able to come out of that dog. But she's just an ill thing, but she made a big puddle. So I ended up having to stay there for a little while and tell people go around, stuff like that. Okay, so where's everybody else? We're gonna go right back where is everybody else? I left them over there. There they go. See, somewhere in there, there's Banana. Banana is Adam's dog. Okay, I'm gonna try to. That looks creepy. Because she's just walking on air. So somebody posted a picture in YouTube. I don't know how you do that, but anyway, they posted a picture in YouTube. And they were showing what totally looked like a Wile E. Coyote kind of situation, where you just walked a few too many steps to where you're over the air, you haven't fallen yet. And I don't know if it said explain this or something like that. It was like explain this, and or what's happening here or something like that. Like, I explained that I thought it looked like the Wile E. Coyote just before he realizes what he did and falls. Or, okay, so I probably wasn't here because we went straight down the road. Or it was barrier blocks, and they're playing in creative, and well, I assume they're playing in creative because I don't think you can get barrier blocks when you're not playing in creative. Not entirely sure. Or you have to summon them with commands. But anyway, I said it looked like it was done with I said I made it I mean I said it looked like it was made in with barrier blocks because yeah, right here. Perfect. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, then we'll do this, and then we'll do this. Okay, yeah, the hotel is still here. So we're going to end up going down to the end there. And then we're going to end up having to go on foot, so to speak. Because, yeah, the garage is there. There was nothing else on that side, so there was nothing else on that side, on the right side there. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, there's tons of things missing. There's nothing there yet. I'm still working on it. Oh no. I thought I finished this. Okay. So, we will go into flight mode and pretend we're going down the thing, but much faster. I actually like the slowness most of the time because, like you can do your tour. Yeah, it takes a long time, but you can do your tour and you don't have to worry about it being too fast. Because before it was too fast, now it's too slow, but I'm fine with it. Oh, they're picking on Applebee's now. I didn't like Applebee's because like the only thing that I actually recognized in the whole entire menu that sounded good, but I'm a picky person, so don't go with my recommendation necessarily. Um, but the only thing that I could find that I wanted to eat, and of course that's where my parents wanted to go. Um, but the only place that they wanted to eat was Applebee's, and I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be something in here that we can eat. Well, I found chicken, uh, chicken strips or chicken tenders or whatever you want to call them. Not nuggets. Anyway, I found that and I was pretty happy with that. Um, okay, take into consideration this was 2009 and I have uh, no memory of anything else that was on there. I was trying to find something that would be A, filling, and B, taste good. So, yeah. That was our, like, wedding reception, uh, part two. That was our, wedding reception part two. My parents took us out to dinner. So, it was pretty cool. I just thought of that. I don't remember if our kids were there or not. I assume they were, but I don't know. They might have been with. Well, they had to have been with us because we got wedding photos and the kids happened to be there. I remember we got one with the kids, but nobody has a copy of it. I don't think. Huh. I don't know. Maybe it was on an old phone and I don't always uh it could have been on an old phone or an old camera, and I don't have it because it never got um, printed out. I don't know. I think of all kinds of scenarios why something wouldn't have gotten printed out, but I don't remember actually having uh, a copy of that at all. Anyway, um, it is 10:04 and I'm hungry. Oh, but we still need to go and check out everything. Make sure everything that I put in this world is still here, including the lighthouse. Um, the only the only reason why I'm doing this is because I, tried to load the world and it's like, um, sync, something about syncing data, and usually it syncs it right away and it's fine. This time it hung out for a while and was like, no, we're not, we're not going to do it. And I didn't know if sitting there for a while was going to fix it or not. So I pressed B and hopefully it'll load anyway. That needs to all be taken out too. Um, so I'm gonna try to build this as best as I can. The bar is actually supposed to be a little bigger, but trying to fit it into the build the way that I've got it, made that a little difficult. Actually, it made it a lot difficult because there was only so much space left for the bar. Um, so that is the bar. And it ended up being less than half the space it was supposed to be. That's the store we don't talk about on, hold on. Yeah. That's the store that we don't talk about on Minecraft streams. Um, so you're probably wondering, then why is it in Minecraft? Because it goes here. That's the burger joint. That is the soda fountain, or vice versa. I'm not sure which. Um, that's the movie theater. Hopefully, I'm gonna make that look even better. Of course we've got the power poles, phone poles, whatever these are. Because TSMC built them. I think he built them in a different color though. And he definitely did not use Tough because that was before Tough was brought into the game. Like just a week or two before. And I was like, uh, I was like, that looks better. So I used the Tough, and so yeah, everything seems to be here. But like I said, I want to go and make for dang sure, because I have had a corrupted world before. But that one was the 4th of July fireworks, and I literally had part of it like last year where the whole entire thing was the fireworks display. So, fireworks were going off all over the place, and like you might get 6 fireworks going off at once. You might get 7, 10, 12, I was coming up with all kinds of different things. 16 was the most, and and part of it was like this, where it was a little bit of a straight shot, and then all of a sudden, like up the hill, you would have the different fireworks going off, and it was nice. It was really cool. I still need to get back to my other fireworks display, and I can get it done by 4th of July, no problem, I'm sure. But, I mean, except for the fact that it's not done yet. I'm pretty sure I can get it done by then. And, I'm just, I need to work on that. I know you're probably saying it's November, you can get it done. Well, yeah, but I keep editing my books too, and I'm trying to get them done. So there's a hospital here. There's gonna be a bunch of forest here, and then there's gonna be at the college. Um, I'm gonna make a much bigger wrong side of the road. I'm gonna make a much bigger, if I can. We already went down that street, but I'm gonna make a much bigger foresty area between the two because it just wasn't big enough last time. I think this is the road that we were on. Oh, wait a minute. No, can't come back down here yet. We have to go and check the next town over, because if we don't, then, well, I got all of that. Um, I know, I said I was going to quit, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta check, make sure everything's still here, because, and take out stuff like that, which I thought I had, but apparently I didn't, so, this is going to be a big old mountain with a mansion on top of it. It's probably, and the mansion's probably going to be as big, if I can. The mansion's going to be as big as the one over there. Um, but it's going to be proportioned different because there is a ballroom and there is let's see, there's a ballroom, there's an eating area. Okay, yeah. This is the only thing that I've built that ever looked like a medieval thing. This is actually a lighthouse. And that's why there's the light in the middle, because I couldn't figure out how to do the light part. I don't necessarily want to put a beacon in there, because that's kind of like using redstone too. And I have vowed that the only kind of redstone that's going to be in this world is the um you know this block the detector rail, the powered rail, and the rail. That's like the only kind of redstone that there's going to be, is the detector rail and the powered rail, because I want it to flow without me having to press buttons. And I might actually go and take this and put some green grass here. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't. Anyway, I might scoot this over a little or something. Okay, that's going to be a Denny's called Penelope's. I can't call it Denny's because It's not Denny's. I named it Penelope's. It's just a diner, and the only reason why it's important is because in one of the I thought that was more developed than that, but okay. In one of my books, Sean did not do anything wrong, but they think he did. Really? That's all I built? Okay. So, what is this? Spy Biz is going that way. Over here on this side so far, there needs to be a shooting range, airsoft field, shop, and the paintball field. Not in that order. Costco, movie theater, houses, pirate store, high school, camping visitor center, Australian restaurant, and the Chinese restaurant. Why didn't they have their own signs? I have no idea. Elementary school, junior high, preschool, and high school. Anyway, oh, high school's over here. Duh. Okay. And maybe a fish store. We didn't think of that. Oh, did I put Costco? Yes. Okay. Because I had Costco over here. Um, I started building Costco because I was like, can I build it? That's the whole reason why I started building Costco, is because can I build it? And the answer ended up being yes, but I built it as a lot different version of than it is now. Okay, so yeah. This is gonna go around and around and around the mountain until it gets up to the top. And where the top is, nobody knows at the moment. Wait, we're still walking on this side because they drive on the left side in Ireland. Okay, so I've seen everything that I need to see. We just gotta get back up to that street. Um, I just got I just got super nervous because I didn't know if I didn't know if everything was still here. It was taking a really long time to load. Now they are picking on Papa John's. Oh, now they're picking on Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut was a pretty good one too. I don't remember it causing either one of us any tummy troubles or anything. I don't know. That's another thing. I wish that Roundtable would bring back their if they don't have it, I wish they'd bring back their salad bar. They used to have a really cool lunch deal. You paid like $7.99 and you get all you can eat pizza and a salad bar. And I used to love that because I like the salad bar, and I also like doing the all you can eat pizza, but I like the salad bar. We don't get to buy salad very much because you know salad is kind of expensive. If you buy the salad bowls, it's like $4 or $5 just for that one little salad. And if you go and buy the salad in a bag, I don't even know if you can buy the salad in the bag anymore. But if you buy the salad in the bag, it goes bad really quick. So it's like, how do you do this? How are you supposed to eat? Okay, I think what I came up with was that we didn't have very much left. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it up because I want to count how many houses we have left. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so we have more than 3 sections left. Let's just finish that house and I think we're going to call it a day because I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I promised to go until 11 and um, I'm hungry. I didn't get to eat anything before. I was super tired because like I said, I stayed up way late. Like I had, okay, I don't drink beer. I don't drink wine. I don't drink any kind of alcohol. Um, so, um, instead, I'm trying to keep it for medicinal. Well, yeah, medicinal purposes, kind of. Um, it's uh, that kind of time of the that I need. I don't know if it's like I need the sugar or if I need the. Um, anyway, it helped my tummy with the problem I'm having. So, without going into too much details, it it helps with that problem. But but last night my wrist was my wrist was bugging me because I had used it so much that day so much yesterday to and I don't understand it because I was taking long what felt like long breaks in between because I was watching Dancing with the Stars. So you go and watch the couple dance, and then it's like, okay, what did they get? You have to find out what they got. Um, but I was also using it for background noise. So certain parts of it, like when they're saying, okay, you danced good, but there was that one misstep or that one your foot slid out from under you or something like that, that they go and do the little nitpicky things and I don't think I could handle it. Like I think it'd be really cool to be on Dancing with the Stars and be able to say hi to Alfonso and meet Bruno and Carrie Ann, and I am so sorry I don't remember the other guy's name. Um, but I think that would be really cool to meet them. But first of all, I'm not famous enough, but second of all, I don't think my body's intact enough that I could be a Dancing with the Stars contestant. And watching these the season that's going on right now has Robert Irwin, that was Steve Irwin's son, and if you don't know who that is or think that name sounds familiar, but you're just not sure why, his dad was Crocodile Hunter. You know, he'd go all over the place telling us all about all these different. It started out just crocodiles, if I remember correctly, and then it ended up that he started telling us about all these other animals, and that's part of the reason why he's not with us anymore, because Robert lost him when he was just 2 years old, and he still feels a big sense of loss because his dad's not with them. But like he's saying that if he wins Dancing with the Stars, it's partly for his mom and partly for his dad or something like that. And anyway, it sounded really cool. But it's like he specifically said they lost his dad when he was 2. So it's like when you're 2, do you really have that big old bond? You know, as if as if it's a 92-year-old grandma or grandpa. Yeah, I don't know, but he's like he wants to win it, and it's partly for his dad, and I think that's really cool. I think part of it is he wants to see if he can win like his big sister. Um, because his sister was on Dancing with the Stars too. But anyway, there's Robert Irwin, and there's Daniela, who plays Topanga on Girl Meets World now. If that's still a show, I don't know. It might be like Fuller House where it was a flop. Um, well, in my opinion, it's a flop. It's just doesn't hold the same attention that Full House did. Full House was like, it seemed like it was a nice, wholesome show. Like right up there with the Dukes of Hazzard for, family content. And I mean, even the episode where they get DJ and Kimmy go to a frat party, and um it doesn't quite make sense the way that they did it. But like they're telling it from Kimmy's point of view, and then they're having DJ tell what actually happened, because it turns out that some guy brought alcohol to the party, and I think they were worried about getting in trouble because Kimmy had drank some of the alcohol. She was nervous being around all those college guys because they were still in high school. And so she drank, she was like only going to drink one drink, but she probably drank more than that. And, she's like, I was there, and I was being very eloquent, and making, uh, Shakespearean references and all that. And you were sitting there, looking like a wallflower on the couch, not talking to anybody. And DJ goes, "That's not what happened." And she goes and explains, you drank too much and you came in the room wearing a lampshade on your head, or, something like that. And, and then, it's, the very emotional part of the episode where she goes, "That's how I lost my mom, and I didn't want to lose my best friend that way too." So then, Kimmy realizes what happened, and it's supposedly all better. Like they got to that point where it's I don't want to be your best friend anymore, and I don't want to be your best friend anymore. But then they have that heartwarm, the heartwarming talk thing, and maybe I ought to do it the other way. I don't know. Anyway, so they have the heartwarming talk thing, and supposedly it's all better, and she's never gonna drink again, and yeah. Well, I hope she doesn't drink again, but you never know. But yeah, um, in the grand tradition of Full House, where they wrote something in one season and totally changed it in another season, like originally Uncle Jesse's name was supposed to be Adam, but John Stamos didn't like that name. He liked Jesse because it was supposed to be uh, either it was supposed to be or he wanted it to be based on Elvis, inspired by Elvis, something like that. And supposedly his name was supposed to be Jesse. I always heard that he was Elvis Aaron Presley, and that's because his brother was going to be Aaron, but they were like saying that his brother's name was supposed to be something else, and the middle name was Aaron or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, they came up with some weird BS I've never heard because I already heard that story. My mom told, you know, my mom looked it up, and it was supposed to be Elvis and Aaron Presley because he was twins. And unfortunately, Aaron didn't make it, and they say that Elvis had I don't know if like his parents brought it up every 5 seconds, or if he just still had that twin connection even though Aaron wasn't there. But they said that he had like a big sense of loss because his brother didn't survive, like he felt survivor's guilt or something like that. That's the way they made it sound. It's like he had survivor's guilt because he lived and his brother didn't. And so that inspired me. Like, I've always been fascinated with twins. um I kind of wanted to have twins, but I really don't think I was mentally ready to have twins. So it's probably better that I didn't. But like, I've always been fascinated with twins because it's like, how does God do that? He goes and makes um two people look exactly alike, and like, why all of a sudden make these, you know, he's like made five individual babies, and then all of a sudden these ones are twins. You know, how's that work? I don't know. Anyway, oh, yay. The video, I don't have it up loud enough for you all to hear, but um there's a place called Checkers, and they're saying the burgers are not very good and the bun falls apart and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch that later, and the other half of I'm probably gonna watch the other half of the Halloween um John Snyder. I watch his I think he calls it a podcast. But anyway, he has a stream every week, and um I don't understand how you can call it a stream though, because he's not making it on the day that it's coming out. He posts it then. Like he records it before then, and then he um posts it to come out on Thursdays. Um no, today it came out on a Friday. So anyway, Thursday, Friday. I think they either I saw it today or they posted it on the wrong day, because it was Fridays, and then it started being Thursdays. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused. But anyway, I'm probably going to watch the other half of that, and then watch the other videos, take them off the list, and somewhere in there work on the next chapter. If I can get the next chapter done, then maybe I'll let myself come back on here and finish these houses. But I've only got so much. Like I've got, what, 9 days left to get it done in time. So I finally got to the 200th page. I'm working on page 201. I'm super happy about that. And I want to get this done on time. It's just I don't know if I'm going to, because there's other things that we need to do too. One of the things is that and I would really love it if people so I would love it if people would start buying my books. I'm pretty sure I said it already, but they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. Just look up Tina Rash. There will be in the description below, whether you're watching me on Twitch or YouTube, there will be a 6 links to 6 links. Each one goes to a different book, and they're all mine. Just pick a book and check it out. Anyway, I would love it if people would start buying my books, because not only can I do good deeds like making sure that the food bank has good food in it, and trying to end cancer, and try to eradicate COVID, and making sure people get livers and hearts and other things, not by murder, just by making sure that they I hope that that's understood the way I said it. Like I don't want to kill people off. I don't know what I don't know how else to say. Okay, I don't want to unalive people. I want to donate some money to make sure that when somebody needs a liver, it can get shipped to where they are and put in right away. And or like put money into a research thing so we can make artificial livers. I don't know if artificial would work as good as a real liver, but like that's what my aunt died from. They discovered that she needed a new liver, and she was on the waiting list, and we're like, okay, so she's gonna get it eventually and she'll be fine. 3 days later, she was gone, because she had to be on the waiting list. So if we could make artificial livers, I mean, they make pacemakers and stuff, so it makes your heart work. Why can't we make an artificial liver? Or an artificial heart? Or, I think I think they do have artificial hearts. But why can't they make stuff to make it all better and or like um or like it would be great to be able to swallow a pill and it goes in there and makes your liver all better instead of having to go and do surgery and trade it out for somebody else's liver and stuff like that. You know, I don't know, weird stuff I think of. So like I said, my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Adopted Coral. And they're available on Amazon right now. Adopted Coral is a children's series. Ugh. And I'm hungry, so I'm going to hop off as soon as I remind you that if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share with others, comment, even if you just told me what you had for breakfast. Subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. Or start watching every single one of the shorts that I post. The short videos. I've got one that is like 656 views. And I am very, very, very happy about that. It's literally outside what I'm thinking of as my back door. Technically it's the front door, but okay, so we have the street side door and we have the grass side door. So anyways, grass side door, and the deer that live here in Carson City decided that they were going to walk through the grass. Well, they were hanging out, and then I had to go and grab my camera, and I came back, and they started leaving. Well, anyway, I got the video as they're leaving. So anyway, I don't post short videos very often, but I'm trying to make some more short videos, like Bobby in front of the street side door. She's looking outside at the traffic, and the leaves were swishing around, but the door, the screen door is shut. So you're seeing the leaves through the screen door, so that wasn't so great. But a lot of people were watching that one too. Yesterday I made one where Sam. I was trying to show how Sam was, a very smart kitty, and because Sam wound up in Daddy's lap, and I understood that, but Daddy didn't. So he kept putting his hands in his lap. I don't know why, but he kept putting his hands in his lap, and I'm like, move your hands, and he did, and then I'm like, Sam, Daddy lap, and he hopped right up. Well, then I was trying to get a video of Sam on Daddy's lap, and I'd say sit, and I did say sit, and he lays down. He's kind of a funny cat. Anyway, actually, he's a hilarious cat. Even cat lovers would love him. So we are gonna do this. I had to think about that for a second. That's pretty bad. Well, if I do these two houses... No, I'm hungry. If I do these two houses, then I can take that marker out, and that marker out because obviously this is bamboo already. You're probably wondering why I don't take it out right now, and that's because I will think that that needs to be oak, and this is the oak house. So, yeah. Anyway, I think they look pretty good, and they'll look even better when they're done. And, okay, so, yeah, so I've said everything I need to say. And some other stuff, and some weird stuff. And so, anyway, I will see you in the next stream or video, which may be later today, maybe tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, it'll definitely be Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, so yeah. Frozen custard. I'm not a custard person, so. Um, anyway, I will see you in the next stream or video.